It's lit now. Shout out EmEz and tune in to the sit down.
Check. EmEz. What's up, Brody?
Thank you for coming. This is the sit down.
You 2 minutes into this interview.
Right. He's rolling.
The disrespect that goes on behind the scenes, people. It's crazy. I feel like they're attacking me. So sit down with your guy, EmEz. Welcome. Across from me is the amazing, talented, beautiful Bridget Kelly. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me today.
The one time I did meet you, you was with interviewing with the Breakfast Club back when I was doing their boards.
Yes.
It's been a long time. What have you been up to?
Yes. Oh my gosh, so much new music. Dabbled in Love and Hip Hop a little bit. Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, which was fun. Some TV hosting, some panel hosting.
What is the thing you do with Steve Harvey? It escapes me.
It's a panel. So basically, Steve Harvey has a daytime show called Steve, and there's a panel called Straight Talk with three different women. Yes. And I'm a recurring guest on that spot.
How did that happen for you?
So one of the producers on his show used to produce a show that I co-hosted on VH1 called Big Morning Buzz with Nick Lachey back like maybe 5-6 years ago.
Right.
So he called me and was like, "Hey, they need somebody that's a little spicy. We need you to come through and and sit down."
You spicy?
A little bit. Wow, we're surprised about that.
I did watch a little bit of the Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, but I wouldn't call you spicy.
I mean, I have class, but I'm still spicy.
Okay, so
we don't throw drinks. We don't. That's not a thing. That's not a thing. I don't like to throw. I'm not a drink thrower.
But so what do you throw?
I mean, hands if we need to, but I'd rather not. You know what I'm saying? It just shouldn't escalate to that. I grew up here in the city.
What part of the city?
In Chelsea.
No, you don't throw hands.
I mean, there's a lot of hands being thrown in Chelsea, honey, but that's neither here nor there. Conversation for another day.
Stop it. Those guys that are throwing hands are wearing pink. You know what?
Don't put nothing past the ones in the pink, honey.
I'm not playing with y'all. I remember that you were signed to Roc Nation. What happened with that situation?
Nothing. It came and it went. I was signed for 6 years, and we didn't get what we needed out of it, so we parted ways.
Is there anybody to blame for that type of?
No,
failure?
I think timing for me. Timing. That's what I would blame is timing. It wasn't the right time. They didn't have the right infrastructure that I needed, and at the time the stuff that I was expecting from the label, it wasn't there.
And right now you're pushing Lucky You.
Mm-hmm.
Explain to me that song.
Lucky You is just. I mean, I felt like I needed to talk a little bit about, letting guys know that it's a privilege to be able to smash. I feel like most women need to remind guys of that sometimes. A lot of guys, not all, but a lot of guys feel entitled. So if you get that far, cool. If you don't, then, it's on you.
That could go two ways, though.
Could it?
Depending on the female, yes.
Depending on the female?
Yes.
I don't know about that. I don't know. Here's the thing, and my argument for that always is, every time a guy has sex, he nuts, right? Women can have sex and not nut, and the dick could be trash. So, at the end of the day, if you get a chance to experience what I got, then I consider it to be a lucky thing. That's why it doesn't go both ways.
Again, I could go a couple ways.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I
don't think so. I mean, we're in a room full of men, so y'all really.
There's women in here too. Don't do that.
There's a couple. I'm asking the fellas. Even if the box is trash, y'all don't climax. Not all the time.
Hold on, time out. Wait, hold on.
Y'all don't rush. Y'all don't rush through it.
Time out.
Y'all don't rush through it.
I know we're not, but we're not. Lynn, come here, Lynn. Come to the camera. Come into the camera.
Lynn?
Now you want to be on her side. You gonna have to feel this heat.
Because she knows what's up.
Come get this smoke. Right before the last interview got on air, this young lady said to me, "So and so happened for too long. Is that a problem?"
I wouldn't say that's a problem. He was drunk. Basically, this was the conversation.
I'm trying to keep you confidential.
I had said basically, like, is it an issue when, like, if you're giving a guy head and it's just taking way too long? Is that your fault?
What would you say, Bridget?
But keep in mind that...
Let her answer the question.
He was drunk.
Yeah, there's a lot of factors.
Oh!
There's a lot of factors. I mean, it could be whackhead. That's a possibility. It could be. But at the same time,
Okay,
If
you
we've
can,
been-
you can go, Byron. You're done. We're done with you.
I mean, listen, the length of time to me doesn't matter. At the end of the day, there's usually an ending, right? Women don't just stop and be like, all right, never mind. And if she does, that's terrible. But usually you get to where you're going. It just takes a long time. Women, a lot of times, will participate in sexual activity and not get there. So that's why I'm saying.
Who's the lucky you in your life, Bridget?
I'm going to sip my drink on that one. Oh, yeah, that do say is lucky right now.
I'll
Duce
ask it
and I are
again.
lucky.
I'll ask it again.
No, there's actually nobody lucky right now. I took I broke my foot about 2 months ago.
How'd you do that?
I got run over in Paris.
Hold on.
Right.
Y'all niggas gonna stop going overseas. First ASAP Rocky. Now you just stop.
Europe just doesn't have it for us. I don't know what it is. So yeah, so when I broke my foot, it totally took me out. I was incapacitated, was on crutches, couldn't do nothing, and I was praying about things, and I'm like, you know what? I need to not be active right now. I need to not have sex right now. So I've been on a sexual hiatus for a while. So there's nobody lucky right now. Yeah.
I want to apologize to my fiance. I didn't do it. I'm just saying these niggas are slipping. Her foot's broke. She can't go nowhere. Put her in the room. Massage the foot. Where's she going?
Yo.
Y'all niggas fucked up. That's all I'm saying. It's just sit down. It's your guy EmEz. Bridget Kelly's in the building.
Oh my God.
Talk to me about Reality Bites.
So Reality Bites was the album that I dropped. And that was such a long time coming. That felt like Dr. Dre's Detox for a while.
Are you the same person?
No, not anymore.
What is some of the growth and change that's happened in Bridget Kelly's life since Reality Bites?
I just feel like I've made better decisions for myself and also been really deliberate and intentional about my time and my focus, which is why I didn't join the cast of Love and Hip Hop this season because I felt like no.
Oh, that was one of my other questions. Okay.
I really wanted to just focus completely on music and just get out of the. I just got tired of being
recognized
recognized for the girl that threw pretzels at Brooke Valentine. Or
hold on, hold the fuck on, hold on.
Or
rewind to the beginning of this video, which is and we don't throw drinks. So you
I said we don't throw. I said we didn't throw drinks.
So you throw pretzels, and that's more classy.
Then drinks, yeah.
Where?
If somebody let me tell you something. Hair is expensive. Makeup is expensive.
And you didn't mess up not one of theirs.
Not with pretzels. No.
But if I don't like you, I don't care what you look like after. Take this drink.
But it wasn't that I didn't like her. It was Brooke, and Brooke is my friend. So I was just being petty. But no, I really felt like this year for me was all about music. I didn't want to keep doing and everybody kept calling me Brooke in the street. So I was like, I'm Bridget, not Brooke. But okay.
So you're tired of being spicy, is what you're saying?
I was just tired of being known for the wrong stuff. Like I wanted to get back into why I even joined the cast in the first place, which was because I wanted to utilize the platform for my music. So I did that last year with Reality Bites. My entire storyline last year was centered around the album that I put out, the promo I was doing, the tour that I was putting together. So for me, that was great, but I felt like in real time I wasn't able to really give the album the life that it needed because I was filming. So I didn't have time to when it came out really do the promo, really do and focus on a single. So, this year it's like, all right, cool. I recorded a bunch of records and I was like, I'm gonna put something together and throw something out for the summer.
Bridget Kelly's in the sit down. She got EmEz. Talk to me about Hazmat 33 because that was a new label you just started, correctly?
Yes.
Talk to me about that.
Myself and my business partner, Gia. Shout out to Gia one time for the one time.
Shout out to Gia. Thank you, Gia.
Yeah. Gia's been around for over a decade with me. So her and I have always kind of been in the same space about wanting to own things. And I think for me, being signed to a label that was owned by an artist, there's a sense of pride about that, like a sense of pride of being able to own what you create and really just be steering the ship as far as, what direction you want to take as an artist or whatever. And I felt like what better time to start my own label and really own everything that I'm doing and everything that I'm pushing, because then it forces all the responsibility and accountability to be on me too. You know what I mean? To get everything done the way that I want it done, to have everything sound a certain way, look a certain way.
You have total control.
I have total control.
And that is one of the things you wanted from going from a major to an independent, right?
Yep.
What is some of the advice you would give to an artist that's kind of on the line whether to go with an independent or a major?
I mean, I think there's equal pros and equal cons. I mean, the cons, obviously, you don't have as much creative control as you think. And if you don't know the industry, if you don't know the ins and the outs of the business side of things outside of creative, you're likely to get taken advantage of in a major label situation and then put yourself in debt that you don't know necessarily how to get out of, or in bad contracts, which is huge. And but I also think being independent is also, the cons of that are you are in control of everything. So if things don't go a certain way, if things don't move,
Nobody blame.
there's nobody to blame but you. So, you know, a lot of people can't take that. A lot of people don't have thick skin and they don't know until they fail. And then at that point, you're like, you're broke and you have nothing to show for it, any of your work.
I have a lot of artists come up to the show, and I always tell them this advice: if you believe in you, go independent, because that will be what lets you know if you are who you think you are.
Right.
If you have any kind of questions of
Right.
whether you're a fan base or some, go with the major, because they'll make sure that indecisiveness, they'll
Yeah.
take care of that.
Right. If you know who you are, I think being independent is a lot easier to navigate. But it also depends on what you want to do. Like nowadays, most people can't just do music. You can't just be a rapper or a singer or a songwriter. You have to be doing something else in order to really like make it work for you. So, I mean, that's always worked in my favor. I felt like as an artist, I still love to host and still love to interview and still love to participate in conversations outside of just the realm of music. So for me, I mean, I've been able to make more money doing that than necessarily on the music. So for me, that's funded. Having all those other avenues to expound on allowed me to then be able to work on the music, which is really what I love.
You should always have one solid income.
Yes.
Whether it's McDonald's to get you your studio time, whether it's Power 105.1 to get you your whatever time, you should always have one solid income to jump you off to get something else. So what else do we need to know about Miss Kelly?
The EP, The Great Escape, comes out
The Great Escape.
on August 16th.
See, now, with
Yes.
The Great Escape and you getting out of the other deal, does that coincide, or am I just reading into things too much?
I've been out of that deal for 4 years.
Yeah, but
5
this is your
years.
first.
This is my first EP. My album was really the breakout moment for me because I never got to do an album on Roc Nation. Every project I did with Roc Nation was an EP or a mixtape.
Why do you think that was?
There's a couple reasons.
Talk to me. Come on, Spicy.
There's a couple reasons. Well, I mean, to give you just a quick abridged version.
Spicy, she just
The abridged, the abridged version. We started working on an album, and we did an entire album around the Frank Ocean record, Think About You. And it was written, I always have to clarify this because people get it wrong. It was written during my session for me by Frank with my producer. And I picked the track.
This is when he first
Thinking
came out.
about you.
He was gay, right?
Oh,
This
no,
is the first
no,
one.
no. Yeah.
Right?
Before that. It was before that. It was right after Nostalgia Ultra came out.
I remember he came out and he was gay, and that was the one single, and I was like, am I wrong on that?
So you weren't thinking about Forever. That's fine. So
I was not
you were not thinking about Forever.
I'm
It's
sorry.
cool. No, this is before Frank was on the Old Town Road. This was before this. This is right before. Like literally right before.
If y'all didn't get it, y'all
Literally
didn't
right
get
before.
it. Go ahead, Bridget.
So-
I like you. Go ahead. Go
So
ahead,
no,
BK.
he literally took.
You sure you're not from Brooklyn, guy?
He literally, it's just the initials. He literally took this. He decided that he wanted to keep the song for himself after we had already done a whole project around. He got paid to hold the record. You know what I mean? All the business stuff on our end was held up, and he decided that he just didn't want me to have the record. So he leaked his demo of the record after we worked really hard around the project.
And what's your relationship with him now?
So we don't speak.
Okay. Don't do this shit.
No, we don't speak. Which to me was, I mean, I understand it now from an artist's perspective, the value of a song when you value something. He didn't handle it properly, but
No, I'm never gonna understand you doing me dirty, God. Like we did this together. That's not
Yeah,
just
but-
you. What
yeah,
you mean?
but he still technically owned the song, so he just handled it. He went about it the wrong way. That's all. That's really what it was. He went about it the wrong way.
I guess I gotta concede that one.
But yeah, that kind of took the wind out of everybody's sails at that point. So we just started dropping EP projects until we could figure out like a new direction and how to make everything make sense at that point. Gotcha. So, but I mean, I went in with everybody that was making hit records at the time. So I was grateful for the experience, but you know, nobody ever fell in love with anything else that we did after that record. So that really, I think, was part of the reason why we never really finished a full project and put the full project out.
So what are we about to fall in love with Bridget Kelly?
So I feel like now the music, the climate has changed. It's not really album based anymore. And it's funny because Lenny S like posted something. Shout out to Lenny S, Kodak Lens in the building. He tweeted something really, really profound, not even profound, but really relevant to me, which is that people don't really they attend listening parties, but they're not listening anymore. Like nobody listens to the project through and through anymore. Nobody sits down and is like, okay, everybody shut up and we just about to play this project through beginning to end and you just listen to it. Like now it's everybody shows up, everybody's here for the gram, everybody's here.
It's a networking event.
It's a networking event. It's got nothing to do with the actual project.
I'm going to stop you right here. And I'm going to hopefully, Epic, I'm sorry. They invited me to a Rick Ross joint, I think Wednesday or Thursday night.
Yes, Thursday.
And I was like, I know everyone is going to be there. None of y'all going to make any difference.
Right.
I like Rick Ross as a person.
Right.
I'll see Rick Ross when he comes to the station.
Right.
Because that's not going to make me feel him anymore. Because once I get there, oh, EmEz, I've got an artist. Oh, EmEz, Angie. Oh, EmEz. I wasn't for it. So Epic, Ross, that's why I ain't sure. But when you come to the station, we going to fuck with you. But I totally understand those industry gatherings.
So to me, I understand what goes into making an album, and it's a lot. And as an independent artist, the more important thing for me is captivating the audience, but also keeping their attention. And I feel like the only artist in the last 5 to 10 years to me that's consistently kept anybody's attention is Chris Brown.
Woo! See, fuck with her. Fuck with her. I'm a Breezy stan.
I am too. So
if he ain't the best, tell me who. Don't act Michael Jackson either.
Literally, okay.
Close.
It's a
close.
Close.
So only one that'll come close.
But you know what though? That's
we talk. Me and you were talking.
The output of content is not the same. Chris Brown has been on everybody's single, on everybody's remix, in everybody's video, making short films, Michael Jackson style. Like there's nobody that's coming that attacks the game the way he does. So. For me, that following that model, I didn't want to drop an album and drop 12 songs and make people do, you know what I'm saying? And Chris Brown being Chris Brown, he could do that with 43 songs because he knows, us diehards are going to sit there for 4 hours and listen to it.
I listen to it.
But everybody else has like 15, 20 minutes tops. You know what I'm saying? Even with an artist that they really like. So it's EPs from here on out for me. So this is the 5-song EP. I'm going to drop another one in a couple months. And each one is kind of themed. So Great Escape, this one that I'm putting out, is really just about... It's my take on a hot girl summer. Obviously, I'm in a boot, so it's been a not girl summer for me. But for some people, it's we shot a bunch of videos recently about with just like wanting to share the perspective of the Great Escape representing not necessarily being in a relationship, but being entertaining a love or a situationship, and then still being with your homegirls and being with your friends, whatever the outcome is.
Sounds like a hot girl summer to me.
It's fun. That's all.
Give me a couple bars from Lucky You.
Oh. I love that y'all I love the 5 heartbeats in here. The 5 heartbeats held me down. They had the snaps.
Just a few. Just so they get a taste of what the record sounds like.
You've been talking crazy through the text. I'ma put you nasty to the test. Caution is slippery when wet. Put my lips on your lips so you say less. You know I've been sipping really slow.
Do say. Bridget Kelly, ladies and gentlemen.
EmEz wants a feature on the next record. We're going to have to figure
Bridget
this
Kelly,
out.
ladies and gentlemen. Let them know how to follow you, how to listen to your music and all that good stuff, Bridget.
You can follow me at I am Bridget Kelly on all socials, and literally, it's Bridget Kelly on all the music platforms: Spotify, Tidal, Apple Music, iTunes, Google Play, all that. Because everybody gonna spell Bridget wrong? Okay. It's IamBridgetKelly.
One T?
One T, no E.
I thought it was 2 T's.
One T, no E at the end.
Fellas, listen. Y'all, she's too pretty for y'all not to be rubbing on some feet, fam. She's got 1 foot. She's not gonna run away from you. That's all I'm saying. Bridget, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
I truly, truly appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, this was The Sit Down.
It's lit now. Shout out EmEz and tune in to the sit down.
Check. EmEz. What's up, Brody?
Thank you for coming. This is The Sit Down.